Can I ask a question on that actually? Because I've got a theory around it, and it's one of the reasons why I'm so passionate about this community. Can I ask, like, what was your views on AA? Like, obviously you went and didn't stick to going, you didn't keep going. So, what was your kind of views and your reasons for not remaining there?
So very high level, I found it really, really invaluable to be able to speak to someone that knew what I was going through and had been through it, because that's the thing, particularly back in 2014, there was no online communities or anything for getting sober. It was you did it on your own, and to be able to actually sit down with someone and be saying, I'm drinking like this, I'm doing this, I'm drinking in the mornings, I'm drinking through the night, and them to say, yes, that's what I did,
Yeah,
was really powerful. I think where I struggled a bit was I don't mind doing anything if I can see the reason for it. So when I was being told you need to work the steps, you need to do this, 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 I was happy to do it, but I kind of wanted to understand why. And I think that's what makes things powerful for me. If I understand the why, I'll absolutely go for it.
yeah,
Um, and the other thing I found was, so it was kind of helpful in one way, not so helpful in the other way. I thought I had the tools to quit successfully without it, and fortunately I did. But the other thing I found was it really differed depending on what meeting you were at. So
yeah,
I went to some meetings that were pretty awful, to be honest, and the other meetings that were really uplifting and good. So
yeah,
it's a kind of, it was a mixed bag for me. But I suppose one of the main reasons I stopped going was I had two very young children at the time and a full-time job, and going to regular meetings was difficult to
yeah,
manage. And I obviously would have done it if my sobriety relied on it, but
yeah.
fortunately it didn't. So,
Yeah, the reason I ask is I do go to AA now, which took me a long time. I only started going to AA this year. I first got sober, as we've spoke about loads of times, through a community, a positive community like Over the Influence, and I learned to really enjoy life without alcohol. In terms of, it wasn't a case of when you remove alcohol from life, your life it gets boring. It was the opposite.
mm,
It opened up my world. Obviously, the other issues, and my alcohol had progressed so far over the years that I kind of needed something else, and I learned that. And the reason, what it got me thinking was, I'm going through the program just now, and I'm on 12 on step 4. And on step 4, you go through. It's like you go through an inventory, and it's like you go through all the kind of amends that you need to make, the people you've hurt, the mistakes you've made, your regret, shame. And when I look at you, your drinking was, when I listened to you, sorry, your drinking was very similar to mine. I was a weekend binge drinker. I didn't drink through the week. And it did progress to taking a Monday off, and then it would keep into a Tuesday. And then eventually it kept into, I was sometimes drinking a week at a time. And I would go big periods without alcohol, like months at a time, and then start drinking again. And now when I'm doing my inventory, I've got a list that size because I allowed my alcohol. And I know it's allowed, I say that lightly because I know it's an illness and I do believe that now, but I my alcohol addiction progressed so far that I feel that I do need to go through the steps because I've caused so much hurt, and I've got a lot of shame and regret in my life. And I just wonder and I just hope that by getting communities like this and people like you speaking and educating, that we can catch people. Because it is like that. We say, like, we call the meetings your medicine for your illness. And
mm,
sometimes the medicine tastes good and sometimes it doesn't. Meaning some meetings are rubbish and some
yeah,
are good. And I only really go to one, maybe two meetings a week that I enjoy. But it's not always the most positive place, and the hope is that not as many people progress to the depth that you need to go to AA, like how you
mm,
felt and how I felt. So having communities like this where we can sing about the joys of sobriety and talk about the benefits of removing alcohol. So that's kind of where I was going with it. My point
yeah,
is trying to catch people before it has to go there. Does that make sense?
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I think you're doing exactly the right thing as well, because to my mind, recovery shouldn't be a fixed menu of alcohol explained or this or AA or anything. It should
Yeah.
be more like a buffet, because we're
Yeah.
all different. We all have different tastes. We all have different needs.